Okay, good morning. We made it. It's the end of the week again and we made it. Um I have been awake for a little while, but I am awake, right? That's the good thing. I was sitting here just thinking to myself for a minute, crazy stuff. Um for real. Today today, I'll tell you in a minute like where my mind is, but yeah, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about love, as always. Love and how it is not self seeking. And let me like tell you somewhat on how I got to this area. First of all, okay, when I read the Bible today, that's what it opened up to. It was talking about like unity, in Christ and how he makes the body work together. And just like he makes all the different parts of our body work together, he does the same thing with believers, with just people in the world, and how we all have different strengths and weaknesses. And also it was talking about just love in general and what love is, right? With it being patient and kind and like always trusting, and it never counts wrongs and stuff like that. And oh, and then it goes into like it doesn't dishonor others, it doesn't envy others, or it doesn't envy, right? And it doesn't it's not self-seeking. That's the part. And it made me kind of think because earlier I was doing the laundry, right? And cooking breakfast and stuff. And I was thinking to myself, because I just went to, do my swimming the other day, which I'm gonna talk to you all about that too. But I went to do my swimming the other day, and I am a girly girl. Like I'm very ladylike and stuff like that. And so I'm not like that person who's uncomfortable with my body and stuff like that. I'm very comfortable with it, and I'm very like comfortable and secure in myself. And so I'm that lady where it's like you go to the spa, you go to like a gym and stuff like that, and I can go about my business. Like I don't mind getting in the shower. I don't mind like getting dressed in the locker room or in the bathroom or whatever. Like because I'm not doing all of that, right? Like when you're in there, you're not looking and doing all that. I'm trying to go about my business and get things done. But the other day, and it happens. This isn't the first time it happened, but the other day, like somebody was talking to me, and I'm like, like it's almost like when you're using the bathroom and like you're getting dressed and stuff, and then someone's talking to you, and it's like again, it don't make me uncomfortable, but it's just like, man, common courtesy though, like common courtesy. Like if someone's getting dressed and stuff, like I'm putting on underwear and stuff like that, like you look the other way, you're like, well, because I'm straight, so I ain't on that either. But no judgment, but it's just like for me, I'm not on that. So when that's happening, it's like I can have this conversation, but it's almost like I'm sitting on the toilet, like talking to somebody, what have you. And so, yeah, that's when it made me stop this morning. I was kind of laughing and giggling to myself because I'm just like, man, we in society, like sometimes, like even when we having conversations, somebody was just talking to me about that the other day. Even when we're having conversations, it's like we're just listening so that we can respond. Like hurry up and say what you're gonna say so I can say what I'm gonna say. It's not even like we're truly like taking up that space and for real like just being in that space so we can like feel what they feeling and like hear what they're saying and really just slow down and just be like just take it in and really understand like who this person is, like where they're coming from, like what space they're in at that time. And sometimes I'm thinking to myself, maybe it's just me because that's kind of my background and that's the stuff I like. Like I like to talk and I like to have conversations and everything. So to me, it's like I'm always trying to figure out like where is this person right now? Like what they thinking, where did this come from, like where they at, and trying to for real vibe with them on that level and connect with them on that level so I can really be, in this space with them. And it's like nowadays, it really is. It's like, hurry up and say what you're going to say so I can say what I'm going to say. What have you, because you're not really listening. And so it really like clicked when I read the scripture this morning, and I'm in 1 Corinthians 13. This is one of my favorites for real. It's talking about love, and it gives you a very descriptive definition of what it is and what it is not, right? And one of the main things that I feel like is super important, especially for us nowadays and just any age group, is like it's not self-seeking, right? Like it basically it's not selfish. Like when you for real loving on someone, like you are trying to really understand them. Like you're really trying to get them, right? Like you want to get them. Like where are they coming from right now? What, space are they in? What do they need and stuff like that or want? And it's supposed to be, right? Like if you're thinking of it in this manner, this is my perception of it and this is how I am as a person, but reality is that this is just not what it is. But my perception is for real, if you're loving on someone, like you're filling up their cup, right? And I'm not just saying intimate relationships, I'm saying any type of relationship. If you're for real loving on people, it's like you're considering who they are and you're considering like what space they're in right now and like what's going on in their life and stuff like that. And if they're seriously loving on you, it's being given to you as well. And so it's one of those things where it's like if my cup is like empty right now, which is low, mine is low, but it's just like if my cup is for real empty right now and I'm, around a person and stuff like that, I'm expecting, like they're going to be considering that. They're going to be considering like who I am as a person, what I'm going through and what's happening with me. And so it's like you never really have to be like in a perfect world. You never really have to be concerned with like not having, that love or what have you, because everybody should be considering everyone else. Right. But in today's society, that's just not what it is. Today's society is just like, like, like what do you call it? The majority is just like, okay, how do I get this? This is what I want. This is what I need. Who cares about that person and whatever happens to them, type of thing. Like I was just watching His and Her, which I finished it, so I had to tell my sister. But yeah, I was just watching His and Her, the little series or what have you. And all when I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, this happens all the time. Where it's like it's a me type of thing in relationships, and just people don't be considering the other person and what they're going through and what's happening in their minds and like what they're experiencing. They just don't be thinking that. It's all a me, type of thing. And it's so interesting, right? When you see this type of stuff being demonstrated or like having some type of visual where you can really take that in and kind of see what that looks like. Because we're just going, right? Like we just having our conversations and stuff like that. So we're not really paying attention, to these types of things unless you're intentional about it. And when this stuff happens, it's just like for real. Like, are you all considering whoever it is that you're around? Like, are you for real being, mindful that this is another human being and they go through life stuff too? It's not just all about what you want and what you need right now, but how are you impacting them? How are you affecting them? And vice versa, right? And again, the perfect world, this would be great. But, for us, right? Especially as believers, He's putting it in there and He's saying that like love is not self-seeking. So while sometimes we can be in whole relationships and it's like, well, I need this right now, what have you, like, I want this and blah, and I don't care how it's gonna affect that person. It's like, don't we see this all the time? It's unfortunate, and it's one of those things where if God is putting it in the Bible, it's important, right? And not only that, but right before He talks about, love and having it and, what it means, He was talking about it being a unified type of thing. Like everything is meant to work together. So if you are constantly thinking of yourself and what matters for you and what's important for you, it's like, man, I'm encouraging you today, like be mindful of those that you're around, be mindful of those that you're in connection with, be mindful that yeah, the world doesn't revolve around one person, but we're all meant to be working together in this. Whether you have weaknesses, strengths, whether you're up here or down there, over there, somewhere, like we're all meant to be working together. And especially if you in, significant other, like, intimate type of relationships, you definitely need to have that. So yeah, that's kind of where my mind was for today. Right, it came from a crazy place, but that's where my mind was today. Well, it wasn't really crazy, but it was one of those things where I was just like, that was something. What have you like? I'll just say that spot etiquette and, like, what is it? Spot etiquette, like locker room etiquette, like I don't know, whatever, washroom etiquette, whatever. Like, when people are on the toilet, like, don't talk to them. Like, I've had that happen to me too, like literally, where someone heard something and I was understanding of their concern that they heard something and wanted to know if I was okay. But I'm like, yo, you peeking through like the little hole, like that's weird. Like, don't do that. So bathroom etiquette and like spot etiquette and locker room etiquette and all these different, areas where you may be naked or like showing, like personal things, while it's okay. And like I said, I'm very, girly, so I get it. Like, I can be in the same room and everything. It's still like just that, like, you know, like, hold off until I have some clothes on. Like, hold on until I wrap a towel around or something like that. And, or if you are, like, turn to the, locker or something like that. I don't know. It's like that unspoken rule, but I'm for it, I guess, because, I break norms and stuff too. And that's why I was like, it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. It was just one of those things where it's just like, well, that was something. I'm not, you know like, but just to say, moving forward, like, yeah, give you it's called personal space, right? Like, you want to keep your personal space and your boundaries kind of like protected. So if you're gonna have those conversations, at least wait for people to have some clothes on. Like, all they clothes on, right? Unless you know them like that. I will say that if you know them like that, then okay. But yeah, no, yeah. So that's kind of where that came from today. Other than me, reading the Bible, I was thinking about it this morning and it kind of made me giggle. But yeah. Other than that, I hope everyone look, that's how we ending our Friday. Other than that, I hope everyone has a blessed Friday, a blessed weekend, and get you some rest and have some good fun. Make sure that you stay safe out here. And yeah, hopefully all the messages this week were helpful for you. And I should talk to you all next time. Bye.